Welcome to No Brainer MMA. What's going on, Dan?
What's good? We both had solid weeks.
So I think 8 out of 10 for you, 9 out of 10 for me, if I'm correct with that.
I'm just saying we have great picks over here.
Yeah. Actually, let me bring up that tweet I have for No Brainer fans. Last week, 90% on UFC Vegas 31, on UFC 264, 83%, and then on UFC Vegas 30, 75%. So we're sitting pretty nice, Dan.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. I'll take that any day of the week. We're looking at
If you're an analytics guy like me, you follow the trend.
Yeah.
The trend is us right now. So
yeah.
those of you who are watching, watch us.
Yeah, they're making some good money, some good coin.
Yeah.
That also shout out to Joe with that bet, that hilarious bet that he sent. Did you see that bet?
Oh my god.
Betting Makachev
did I respond to that?
I don't know.
Text because I meant to.
It was like $2,000 for a payout of 300. Like it
was $18.90 to win 300 for Islam Makhachev. I'm like, dude, you're aware, like he could get,
You never know. It's a fight.
Yeah, that is true.
Look at that. Matt Serra beat GSP.
Yeah.
What a joke. All right, we're going to get right into this. What are we calling this?
UFC Vegas 32?
UFC Vegas
33?
32.
32?
Yep.
Yeah, 32.
And we're going to start off. We got a couple of female fights to start off the night. Diana Belbita versus Hannah Goldie. Do you want to start this, Dan? Or you want me to take it over?
You could start it.
All right, so Diana Belbita, 0-2 in the UFC on the last fight of her contract. She wins mostly by KO, TKO, loses mostly by submission. She lost 4 times by sub, 3 times by armbar. She has a minus 0.7 striking differential, 39% accuracy, 1.7 takedowns per fight at 66% accuracy. She's taken on Hannah Goldie, who's a pretty promising prospect. She's a stand-up fighter, only 6 pro fights, 1-1 under the UFC umbrella. Lost her debut in her last time out versus Miranda Granger. I see this fight
staying nothing too bad.
Yeah, exactly. UFC, a lot of fighters lose UFC debuts. I want to say most fighters lose their UFC debuts. I think this fight's going to stay on the feet, and Hannah Goldie is more technical striker of the two. So I'm going to go with Goldie in this first one.
Way to go technical striking, because that's where I was going to go with it. I'm going to agree with you. This fight is a little bit of a toss up though. Like I would bet, like it's nothing that I would throw some coin onto. I would maybe hit the over if anything, but like that's it, Like I can't. Goldie, I need to see more of Goldie before I can give like a really good. I can really like assess her.
She's very green, very green.
Yeah. So it is what it is. That's how I'm taking it right now.
But yeah, I'm not going to be touching this one either, Dan. So stay away from this one.
Stay away from this one. But I think we're both going Goldie.
Both going Goldie. We're going to move right into the next one. Sarge Eubanks versus Elise Reed.
All right, yeah. So Elise Reed, 4-0. She's the number 1 ranked woman fighting out of Virginia, regionally. If that means anything to you. She had a pretty extensive amateur career. She actually has an amateur career dating back to 2013.
7-1.
Yeah, 7-1. Yeah, 7-1, and then she's been undefeated in her professional career. She fought in 20. So she was 21 then. So it seems like she's kind of like she's 20. Yeah. So she made her debut when she was 20. So she seems to have a pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't able to do too much tape on Elise Reed. There's some other fights on this card that I'm much more excited for. But I think that coming into the UFC and fighting somebody like Sarge is not the best. Sarge has fought like the best of the best, and has beat some of the best. She's beat Roxanne Modafferi. She's beat Lauren Murphy, who's about to challenge for the belt. She's beaten Sarah Morash, Julia Villa, but she is coming off a 2-fight skid, losing to Kit Laviera and Penny Kianzad. She had her last 2 fights fizzled out against Carol Rosa and Priscilla Cachoeira. I think this is kind of a gimme fight for Sarge to get back on the map. But I wouldn't be surprised if Elise Reed at least looked like gives her like a run for her money, where you're like, oh, she could have a bright future. Yeah, that's my takeaway from it. It's just like the experience at a high level. I just don't think she has that. I know she was the Cage Fury champion. If I'm not, yeah, she was.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, so she's solid. There's not like you can't say she's not solid. But she's gone. But she fought it like Cage Fury, where it was 4 rounds and it went 12, like 4 rounds, 12 minutes. That's just
It's weird.
Is that not weird?
That's very weird.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't even able to watch that fight. I watched the Hillary Rose fight. But yeah, I'm gonna take Sarge. She's super well rounded. BJJ is nasty. She's fighting under Mark Henry. Like, can't go wrong with her.
Yeah, Dan, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. Elise Reed is taking this fight on short notice. Sarge was supposed to fight Priscilla Cachoeira. And then she pulled out. I'm not really sure why, honestly. She's the 3-time former Cage Fury strawweight champion, and she's taking this fight on short notice at a heavier weight class, 125. Sarge is actually moving down for this one. She was fighting at bantamweight for a little bit. She's only got a 4-0 record, very green. She does have that extensive amateur record that we mentioned before, 7-1. She's taken on veteran Sarge Eubanks, dropping down to 125, like I just said. Since the first time for the first time since 2018, she's got a plus 0.9 striking differential, 57% striking defense, 1.9 takedowns per fight at 46% accuracy. Sarge is a tough matchup for most, but making your UFC debut against her is going to be tough for everyone. So I'm going to go with Sarge in this one, and I'm pretty confident in that pick.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, just the size difference is going to be big to me. I think that's going to be the factor. All right, we're going to move right into the next one. Julio Aris versus Andre Ewell.
Yeah.
You're good. Julio Aris is 3-2 in his last 5. He's making his bantamweight debut. He has a plus 1.4 striking differential at only 36% accuracy, but does have a 93% takedown defense. He fights out of Tiger Schulman's. His 2 UFC losses were both split decisions, and he actually has a pretty dominant.
Dawodu is one of them, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. I like Hakeem Dawodu.
And he's actually got a pretty dominant unanimous decision victory against Dan Ige in 2018. But he hasn't fought since November of 2019. He's been out for over a year and a half. He's taken on Andre Ewell, 3-2 in his last 5. Wins mostly by KO TKO. Will have a 4.5 reach advantage, as he usually does. I feel like that's normal for every Andre Ewell fight.
Yeah.
He has slightly positive striking differential at 41% accuracy, slightly better than Arce's. And 70% takedown defense. He seems to only have wins over low-level competition, but when it comes to facing anyone with any notoriety, he loses. Marlon Vera, Nate Wood, Chris Gutierrez. Ars definitely has the better striking, and I think he'll be able to get it done against Ewell. I just don't really like Ewell too much. A lot of holes in his game.
I'm not the biggest fan of fucking Ewell either. But yeah. Anyway, I think that Julio is a lot more well-rounded than Andre Ewell is. He's a correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe he's a second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Is that right? I can fact check that, of course.
I'm gonna fact check that real
Yeah, he's got
quick.
second degree and on MMA black belt under Tiger Schulman's.
MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
He has a second degree MMA black belt.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. This is coming from, everyone's favorite Wikipedia.com. That they're always right.
But yeah, he's got like a herky jerkiness to his game. Like that knockout over Julian Erosa. Like it was a weird head kick. Like let's be real. Like that was.
And Julian Erosa is very good.
Yeah,
he's better than Ewell.
Yeah, I think that. I think this fight will be fairly close because I think they're gonna stand the feet for the most part. It's just gonna be like who gets the better of who on the feet. I see a 29-28, maybe even a split decision. I would honestly say stay away from this fight because I could see Ewell like nagging a split decision that is kind of a robbery,
Yeah.
I don't know why that thought just popped into my head. I was gonna take Arce, but like Arce or
Arce.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't like. Forgive me for not paying attention to the pronunciation, but I pay attention to their habits in the cage, or the ring, wherever they're fighting.
It's not like he hasn't fought since 2019 too. So, but he is moving down to 135. He used to fight at 145 his whole UFC career. So we'll see. I think he might do better at 135. Honestly, he's not the tallest guy. He's 5'7".
Yeah, but as you go down in weight, your chin gets weaker. So
yeah, depending, like if you go too low, he might be finding his perfect spot right now, but once you go too low, yeah, your chin just starts to.
Yeah.
On you.
It's just like Andre Ewell, like he's 2-1 in his last 3 fights. Granted, his 2 wins are via split decision, but it was one of them's over Jonathan Martinez.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He has a win over Henan Barao, who won a split decision too. This guy loves split decisions, which is why I'm saying I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a split decision.
I could totally see it because you know what? This fight is staying on the feet. Both guys do not go for any takedowns. Ewell goes for averages 0.3 and Arce averages 0.5. I see this staying on the feet, and I think you're right, Dan. I think it's pretty close. This is low level 135ers at this point. Arce is making his debut at 135, so he's like we don't even know where he's going to stand at. So yeah, I think you're right, and I wouldn't touch this.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it. Maybe I'll go with the over. I think it goes to a decision.
All right, that's good. I like that bet.
But I guess if you put a gun to my head and say who you're going to take in this fight, I think that Ewell gets a split decision victory.
Oh wow, coming out.
And I'm predicting a robbery, like a very close fight that people will say is a robbery. Close fights aren't robberies, by the way. I want to make that very clear.
You know what? I like that. We're disagreeing on this one. I'm going Arce, Dan's going Ewell, but I really like what Dan said right there. This fight is going to be close, and I could see it being that one fight that the judges get wrong, and it looks like Arce won, but Ewell gets it taken. I can totally see that. That's a possibility right there.
Okay.
All right, we're disagreeing.
I can picture that in my head right now.
Yeah, and now I'm seeing it too.
That's what I'm saying. You guys can all see it now.
We're disagreeing.
Solid underdog pick.
We're disagreeing. Next one, Adrian Yanez versus Randy Costa.
Woo!
Take it away.
This is probably the fight I am most excited for on this entire card.
Wow.
Number one, because Adrian Yanez is fighting. Give Adrian Yanez a fucking Dr. Pepper fucking sponsorship, goddammit. Dr. Pepper, what the fuck? This guy, get him now. Get him now. Before you have to go pay him millions, because this guy is a fucking superstar. This fight's gonna be so fun, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight. To be real, Randy Costa, obviously.
Now I'm getting all pumped up.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped now talking about this. Fucking I think we're both Randy Costa fans.
Oh, I love Randy Costa. So much fun to watch. Unbelievable.
And Yanez, if you want, I love technical striking, and fucking Yanez is just a fucking badass himself, you know.
Oh my God.
Um, his last fight, like he's got great counters. Just he's so technical up in there. This fight is these guys, somebody's bringing in 50K, I think, in this fight, and I think it's gonna be Yanez. I'm very confident in Yanez, and I think he's gonna ascend in the future. Um, Not much else to say. He is in a crowded division at 135. But if Yanez wins, I would love to maybe see a Sean O'Malley fight. Yanez versus Sean O'Malley, that would be fun.
Let me tell you, he'd give Sean O'Malley a run for his money.
I mean, these guys could be the future of the division.
I think they are. I think even Randy Costa is.
Yeah. I mean, the fans kind of made the Randy Costa and this fight kind of booked itself because people are like, yo, wouldn't that fight be awesome? And everybody's like, yeah, that fight would be sick. And then it happened. So I'm going to take Yanez in this fight. No disrespect to Randy Costa. He's one of my favorite bantamweights. But I got Yanez. Yanez got hands. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one, Dan. Adrian Yanez is on a 6-fight winning streak, 3-0 in the UFC. Wins mostly by KO TKO. He's got a plus 2.38 striking differential, 100% takedown defense to go along with it. He's taken on Randy Costa, 4-1 in his last 5, 2-1 in the UFC. Only has a 6-1 pro MMA record. But all of his wins have come by KO TKO. He's coming off 2 first-round KOs. Most recently, a performance of the night over Journey Newsom. He has a plus 2.54 striking differential at 47% accuracy and also 100% takedown defense. He will have a 3-inch reach advantage too. This fight is close. Both guys are killers, and we'll probably be talking about them for a long time after this. But Yanez has definitely fought better competition and has more experience. Like I said, he only has 6 pro. I think he's only been to the 3rd round once or twice, Randy Costa. So I am going to go with Adrian Yanez in this one.
It's hard not to.
It's hard not. You know what? It's actually, it's, I disagree with that. I think this fight is close, man. This fight's close. But yeah, we're both agreeing. We're both going Adrian Yanez. We're going to move right into the next one. Ian Heinisch versus Nasruddin Imavov. Ian Heinisch 2-3 in his last 5. Fighting really tough.
Like Calvin Gastelum though, and I think Calvin Gastelum's a top 5, 6.
Yeah, he's fighting real high level competition at 185. He's got a plus 0.6 striking differential with 50% accuracy, 1 takedown a fight with 60% takedown defense. He's he gets taken it down a lot. That seems to be his biggest weakness in his game.
Who does?
What's up?
Who gets taken down a lot?
I think Ian Heinisch gets taken down a little bit too much. I think it is the biggest weakness in his game.
I think same thing with Imanov.
Let me get there. He's going to be taking on Nasruddin Imavov, 4-1 his last 5, 1-1 in the UFC, coming off a loss from Phil Hawes. He's a stand-up fighter. He's got a plus 2.14 striking differential with 61% accuracy, 59% striking defense. And the same as Heinisch, his weakness is his takedown defense. That being said, I think Heinisch has the better grappling of the two for sure, and has gone to decision in 4 of his last 5. So I think he's got the better cardio too. I'm going with Heinisch in this one, and the odds are pretty close, and I think they should be a little bit further away with Heinisch more as a favorite, but I'm going with Heinisch in this one. Nice money there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tend to agree with you on this one. In Imanov's last fight, he fought Phil Hawes, and he lost via majority decision. I'm pretty sure, didn't he pour it on Hawes in like the 3rd round?
Yeah, and Hawes does not have that good of a gas tank that we've seen.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
very good fighter, but
he poured it on.
Oh yeah,
standing up. So Imanov is no joke either. That's why the odds are pretty close. 6'3" with a 75-inch reach. if you look at whatever, I think Leonardo da Vinci's Perfect Human has the same wingspan as their height, so he's got that going for him. He's gonna have a pretty significant height advantage on Ian Heinisch, and 3 inches in reach. I think that he can really utilize that in this fight. I know Heinisch has the high level competition, but in reality, he's lost 3 of his last 4 um, to Omari Akhmedov, Derek Brunson, and Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum was just tossing him around in that fight. He did knock out Gerald Meerschaert, but I feel like that's not saying much. No disrespect to Meerschaert.
Yeah, he's got a glass chin nowadays.
He's been had a glass chin, and with his takedown accuracy being so bad, like he's not a good wrestler. I don't think Heinisch is that good of a wrestler either. I mean, look at his takedown accuracy. It's 18%. Like,
Yeah.
that's just awful.
Yeah, he's not the best.
If you look at Imanov's, it's even worse. It's 12%. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of the takedowns are just like, against the clinch, maybe trying to trip the guy down to the floor. Like they're not like, it's not like they're really, really going for these takedowns. I think this fight stays on the feet it's going to stay on the feet. Would you agree with me there?
I don't know. I could see some clinch and some maybe a couple.
I could see clinch, but now I don't really see it going to the ground.
I could see Heinisch possibly trying to take it to the ground, and I think he could take it to the ground. Imavov is not. I've seen him with the takedown defense. It's not the best.
Yeah, but it was against Phil Hawes, and Phil Hawes just literally muscled him down to the ground. It's hard to get a guy stronger than Phil Hawes. Imanov is only 26 years old. Heinisch is 33. He's about to turn 33. He's 32 right now. Late prime. You could still say, actually no, he's still in his prime, but by looking at his record, you can argue he's getting out of his prime. But maybe it was also the step up in competition. It's hard to say. But he did have wins over Antonio Carlos Jr. and Cesar Ferreira.
Both guys are good.
Yeah, and Ian Heinisch knocked down Ferreira. So, it's a close. This one's a close one. That's why I think the odds are pretty close. But I think I'm gonna go with another underdog, and I'm gonna take Imavov.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I just like the style matchup.
Yeah, he's very one-sided. That's his problem.
Yeah.
Just the feet. But we're gonna disagree on that one.
Am I super excited for this fight? Not really, but still.
Yeah, it's a pretty good fight for the prelims, honestly.
I mean, I think Yanez versus Costa is way better. Like, I'm way more excited for that.
Oh, for sure. That's a lot better. I agree with you there. But we're going to disagree on this one again. I'm going Heinisch. Dan's going Imavov. We're going to move right into the next one. Actually, the next one got canceled. Chris Dawkins, Shamil Abubakamar.
Really? It got canceled?
Yeah, it's going to be moved to next week's because of COVID tests. So we're going to move right into the next one after that. Punahele Soriano versus Brendan Allen. Is this me or you, Dan?
I think you got actually I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so we got Brendan Allen. We all know who Brendan Allen. Soriano now is kind of like the wild card in this fight. Would you agree with me there?
Yeah.
He knocked out Tusko Todorovic in a fight that I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
he's got a pretty well-rounded game, sitting at an 8-0 record. He had a pretty nice. He had an amateur background as well. He's 28. He's entering his prime. He's pretty short for the division, but he's got some power, as you can definitely see in his fights. Yeah. Brendan Allen is also young. He's only 25 years old. He's coming off a heel hook victory over Carl Roberson. Um, that was honestly pretty impressive. Um, Roberson is no joke as a fighter. Before that, he was knocked out by Sean Strickland. So what scares me is Soriano's got some power,
He does.
and Brendan Allen has been knocked out before. This is like kind of like battle of like some middleweight prospects, you know, like not huge, not like maybe like post hype for Brendan Allen, but um,
Brendan Allen's got a pretty big name already.
yeah, he does. But I think Soriano came in and Dusko's no joke either. Like
Oh,
Dusko,
Dusko's the man. Yeah, I like Dusko.
yeah, Dusko came in and um he just sucks he lost his first two fights in the UFC, but like I last two fights in the UFC, but before that he looked like a killer out,
Yeah, he looked great.
you know? So this is a kind of tough one to call
Definitely.
because I think that Brendan Allen is more well-rounded of the two, but I think that Soriano's got some serious power. And this fight is like a pick'em. I'm gonna take Soriano. I think that I don't know. I should be smarter in my choice here. If you want to be smart, I guess go with the Brendan. If you want to be really smart, just stay away from this because, like, Puna Soriano could definitely knock out Brendan Allen, but Brendan Allen has a lot of tools in his arsenal.
Yes.
So a bunch of shit can happen in this fight. So it's tough, but I'm gonna go Soriano. I might end up regretting this. This 80% thing I'm on might be coming to an end soon, but fuck it.
Yeah, Punahele Soriano, 8-0 pro MMA record, 3-0 in the UFC. 7 out of his 8 of his fights have ended by finish, mostly by KO TKO. He's got a plus 1.6 striking differential and 2.6 takedowns at 66% accuracy. Very well rounded.
Fighting out of Extreme Couture.
Fighting under Extreme Couture, he's got some crisp striking, really heavy hands. His only downside is that he slows a bit, but like in the Jamie Pickett fight, he looked amazing in the first and then slowed a lot, but he was bailed out by his takedowns. Like he was able to close the distance and get the takedown and sit on top of Jamie Pickett. And that really helped him, even though like his cardio isn't the best. Like that, like he's not, that was the best thing.
Twitch muscle fiber guy. And those guys, you know, like Phil Hawes, for example, like
also, yeah, for sure.
You know, like these quick twitch muscle guys, they can't like their muscles take in a lot of oxygen. So that lactic acid comes in and you're just shot, you know?
Oh, hell, Dr. Dan. He's taken on Brendan Allen, 4-1 in his last 5. 5-1 in the UFC, has already beaten the likes of Kevin Holland, Kyle Dawkins, Tom Breeze, and Carl Roberson, like Dan said. All great competition at 185. He's got a minus 0.9 striking differential at 58% accuracy, 1.7 takedowns at 50% accuracy. Really crafty submission game too. This fight is a tough call, but matchup wise, Soriano has the heavier hands, takes less damage, and his grappling might be the difference maker in this fight. He gets a lot of takedowns, and he just needs to watch out for those Brendan Allen submissions. But I'm gonna go with Soriano in this one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Brendan Allen. So good shit.
Good shit. Both agreeing. We're both going Punahele Soriano. We're gonna move right into the next one. The biggest shit show on the entire card, Mickey Gall versus Jordan Williams. I hate Mickey Gall. I'm going to start out by saying that. But Mickey Gall, 6-3 MMA record, 2-3 in his last 5. Don't get why the UFC loves this guy. Not even that big of a name. He's
like, I think this is the featured prelim, which is fucking. Actually, no, it's the start of the main card. I would rather have Randy Costa and Yanez should be here. I don't.
Down.
Right? Like
hands down.
Like not even a question.
Yeah, Mickey Gall is, I think he, in my opinion, he's pretty bottom of the barrel as UFC goes. 5 of his 6 wins have been by submission. He's got a minus 1.1 striking differential at 46% accuracy, 1.1 takedowns per fight at 26% accuracy, and only 40% takedown defense. Pulls guard a lot. He's taken on Jordan Williams, 2-2, one no contest in his last 5. And that one no contest being a dominant win. And he popped for weed metabolites. So I still count it. In a fight where he was the underdog on the Dana White Contender Series, he averages 6 strikes per minute at 51% accuracy, slightly positive striking differential, not to mention 1 takedown to fight at 50% accuracy and 88% takedown defense. Also, he's dropping down to 170. I think that's a much better weight class. He hasn't been cutting much weight to begin with at 185, so maybe cutting a little extra weight might be good for him. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jordan Williams in this one.
Yeah, plain and simple. I just don't think Mickey Gall's that good. I think he's, like, look at who he fight. He has he has the Sage Northcutt win, but like
Sage is not good.
He's known for beating CM Punk, and CM Punk not landing a strike.
What the fuck did he get this name? Like, he wasn't big on social media. Like, why was his name so big? Why was he taken into the UFC? Excuse me, after one pro fight, you know?
I think he beat Mike Jackson.
Oh, Mike Jackson was fighting part-time and he was a reporter full-time. He wasn't even like he was a nobody.
Yeah, he's a good sub guy. I'll give him that. But like, he lost to a Diego Sanchez. He got TKO'd by a Diego Sanchez who was
really, really old, took a lot of damage, and was about to go crit. What did he have that fucking nut in his corner? The sidekick?
No, it was in 2019, so I think it was right before he had that guy. Yeah, his last fight was against Mike Perry, where Mike Perry honestly
beat him up
with his girlfriend in his corner, beat this guy up. So I'm gonna take Jordan Williams too. I've never been big on Mickey Gall at all.
I don't like him. I don't like him whatsoever, but I'm very glad that you're going.
I can get into specifics of why I don't like him, but like, watch his fight versus Mike Perry, and that'll show everything of why I don't really like him.
Yeah, he gets gifted stuff for where his skills aren't even there, but he gets it because of his name value, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we're both agreeing on this one. We're both going Jordan Williams. We're going to move right into the next one. Macy Barber versus Miranda Maverick. Dan, take it away.
Okay, so we got Macy Barber, who had this enormous hype when she was claiming she was going to be the youngest champion in UFC history. And she had to, like, keep in mind, if she was going to be the youngest champion in UFC history, she would have to not knock out, but she would have to beat Valentina Shevchenko, which wouldn't happen in 100. If they fought 100 times, they would lose 100 times. The last fight, she fought Alexa Grasso. I locked that I said Alexa Grasso was winning that fight, and I locked that in. I was very, very confident in that pick. A lot of people were against me saying that, but like, now people are seeing how much, like, she was kind of like, she's a bust, like, she's the Ryan Leaf of the fucking UFC. Like, is that fucked up to say?
No, you're right.
Like, people were like, oh, she's next up, like, she's like, she's not that, like, she was throwing remember the Alexa Grasso fight where she's throwing punches from 10 feet away, and Alexa Grasso all right, go waste your energy. I'm going to piece you up technically from my distance, which is exactly what happened. She got beat on the ground by Alexa Grasso, who's not known for her groundwork at all.
The boxer.
Yeah, Alexa Grasso was known, like, her and Irene Aldana are basically, they fight the exact same way. They're both phenomenal boxers.
Right.
I think that Aldana hits harder, but that's going on a tangent in itself. But Alexa Grasso, someone to keep your eyes on. I've been big on her for a while now.
Your eyes have been on her for a while.
Yeah.
Your eyes have been all over her.
But Miranda Maverick, she kind of, in her last fight, she kind of like, even throughout her entire career, she's
Dude,
shown like a very well-rounded game. She's good on the feet.
her
Um,
Muay Thai is elite.
yeah, she's good on the ground. Um, I think Jillian Robertson did take a round from her, but like
That was her
Jillian
UFC debut.
Robertson's gonna take a round from anybody on the ground.
On her
You know
UFC debut.
what?
On her UFC debut, right? Oh no, that was Joe Jua. She fought in her UFC debut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Jua.
Um, yeah, she fought Jojua and like beat the shit out of her on the feet. Um, so yeah, I'm 100% behind Miranda Maverick in this fight. I think it's like those Macy Barbers went from after she TKO'd Jillian Robertson back in 2019. I know she tore her ACL in the fight against Roxanne Modafferi, but like I think she's about to go on a 3-fight skid. Um, Simple as that. I'm not a big fan. I don't think that she's the future. Like, fear the Maverick over the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You good, Dan?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna totally agree with you on this one. I'm gonna start off by saying I have never bet against Miranda Maverick. It might have only been 2 fights, but still, 2 fights in a row. She's 2-0 in the UFC. Um, she, in my opinion, is the most exciting female prospect. She's only 24 years old. She's still older. She's the older of the two. Barbara's 23, so still very young. A lot of room to improve. But has came into the UFC and immediately started fighting high-level competition. Liana Jojua, who has a great ground game, Jillian Robertson, like Dan said, and beat them both. She has a plus 3.2 striking differential at 48% accuracy, 61% striking defense, 2.2 takedowns per fight at 75% accuracy. She's taken on Macy Barber, who's on a 2-fight losing streak, got her hype train derailed, in my opinion, losing to Roxanne and Alexa Grasso. She
Both in
has
pretty dominant fashion.
exactly. Although that one, there was the injury, but still, you count the win.
But like in her eyes, she blames, "Oh, I tore my ACL in this fight, and I had the ring rust in the second fight against Grasso." No, Grasso's just better standing up than you. She loops her punch. Both of them, I think, kind of loop their
she's
punches.
got little arms though. That's why.
Yeah, but you could still throw a jab, like she was throwing her jab, but like she doesn't know how to manage any sort of distance whatsoever.
Yeah, she sounds like Bruce Lee when she's fighting, but like that's just because every like strike that she throws, she goes hoo 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 hoo. Like she's just constantly making noise but doing no damage or like getting no points. Um, she's got a 2.2 striking differential at 52% accuracy, 1.4 takedowns per fight at 40% accuracy and 80% takedown defense. This is not a good bounce back fight for her. But this is going to be fireworks. It's going to be an entertaining
She's
fight.
got heavy hands. I'll give her that. Like the
Does.
one thing you could give Barbara is if she lands one flush on the chin, like she could drop Miranda Maverick.
She does have heavy hands. She's got KO power. But I am not going to stop betting on Miranda Maverick now. I'm agreeing with you on this one day, and I'm going Miranda Maverick.
I'm curious what the odds makers think.
I'll look it up right now. You want me to?
I have the odds up. I just need to find it. Why can't I find it?
Miranda Maverick minus 150, and then Macy Barber a plus 125. Close fight.
Yeah, I'm Miranda Maverick at minus 150. I'm seeing at minus 130. She's minus 130 on DraftKings right now. I would eat up on that. I think it's going to be more like minus 180 by the end by fight night.
Yeah, dude, that's I really like her game, and we saw that she's known for that Muay Thai. She really showed it off, and it was elite. And she has
her ground game looked nice too.
Exactly. Then she showed off her ground game, and we're like,
Jillian Robertson, who's a student of Dean Thomas, and she looked pretty.
That's
She
what
held her own.
That's what Julian Robertson does. She's a grappler, and she out grappled her, and she's a UFC veteran, and she just showed that she has a complete game. She's just good wherever the fight goes. And props to Macy Barber for taking this fight, but over Miranda Maverick, who's not ranked, she's like, that's a tough, like, you don't want to take that fight against Miranda Maverick, and she did. So I give her props for that. But we're both.
But you're going to be on a 3-fight skid. Her next fight's going to be a must win, so they'll probably throw her in nobody.
But you know what?
They want her around because she does have a pretty big name recognition.
Yeah, and you know what? She's 23 years old. They might sign her to another 3-fight contract because she's just so young, and she has done well. What'd you say?
They're going to probably do a 6-fight contract in case she turns out to be great.
Oh, jeez. Or they can just...
Who knows? Like, she's 23 years old. She's got plenty of time to improve. But as of right now, I'm not too impressed.
Yes, I totally agree. We're both agreeing on this one. We're both going Miranda Maverick. We're going to move right into the next one. Darren the Damage Elkins versus Derek Minor. Okay, Darren Elkins, 1-4 in his last 5.
Battle of the kind of ugly records.
For sure. But there's a big difference in this fight, in my opinion. He's fought high-level competition. Volkanovski, Ryan Hall, Ricardo Lamas, and
Ryan Hall is not high-level competition, in my opinion.
Ryan Hall is the highest level you can possibly get without being ranked. Ricardo Lamas and Nate Landwehr. He's really lived up to his nickname, but I think that's his problem. It's really taken a toll on him. He's got Nate Diaz skin, and he looks a little slow, especially in his striking. He's taken on Derek Minor, who's 4-1 in his last 5. That's counting a win over Terrence McKinney that wasn't in the UFC. And we just saw Terrence McKinney make his UFC debut. And who did he knock out, Dan?
He starched, what's his name? Matt Favola.
Yeah, and that lost me money. I'm going to be honest. And Terrence McKinney is the real deal. And this guy beat him recently. I think it was 2019. Derek Minor. Yeah, Terrence McKinney took him down. I mean, and Derek Minor just caught him, and Derek Minor was putting up some nice leg kicks before that. But yeah, that was weird.
It was weird.
He should not have taken Derek Minor down. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but Minor has lost by sub before. He's been subbed multiple times.
Yeah, he has a ton of losses. He has a plus 1.8 striking differential at 70% accuracy, 3 takedowns per fight at 62% accuracy, 60% takedown defense, and a really strong submission game. That's the best part of his game.
Minor?
Yeah.
But he's also got a weak submission defense game because...
But no, I think he has progressed, though, recently. He's looked really good. Like, he might be hitting his stride. He's in his prime. He's 31 years old. He's got 37 pro fights. Actually has 2 more fights than Elkins, who's 37 and way past his prime, in my opinion, and has taken way too much damage. Darren, the damage. I'm going with Minor in this one. I'm actually a fan of Minor. I really like his game, and he's pretty underrated.
Yeah. He choked out TJ Lowry in 52 seconds. Nice little guillotine for you.
And he is on a 2-fight losing streak, so
and he beat Charles Rose.
Needs to win.
Charles Rose is no joke, you know. Like,
oh no, excuse me, he's on a 2-fight winning streak. And he lost to Herbert Burns and Grant Dawson. Both guys, that's tough fights.
Yeah, those are tough fights. So I think I don't know. It's just like Darren Elkins is way out of his prime. I loved like some of the comebacks he's had, like especially
dude, he has some of the greatest fights to watch.
The Mirsad Bektic comeback was just amazing.
And you know what? Bektic just got cut from the UFC.
Did he really?
He did, and the damage is still around.
I think Bektic is good enough to fight in the UFC.
I thought so too. It was pretty weird.
He was dominating that fight, but I don't know. He has a split decision loss to Dan Ige, who just headlined a card. And he was dominating Damon Jackson and got subbed. Like, I don't like that. I think Bellator is gonna pick up a pretty good fighter.
Hey, dude, I really hope he does because I want to keep watching Darren Elkins. I'm not
I'm
done.
talking about Mirsad Bekti.
Oh, you're talking about Masad Bekti?
Yeah,
No. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
but yeah, I just don't like like. Yeah, the damage is the nickname. He's taken a ton of damage, and I don't like that. Like
Too much.
it destroys your prime, and then like
He's got Nate Diaz skin.
yeah, it, I just don't like I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
So
So
you're going Derek Minor?
yeah, all day.
Dope. I love to hear that. We're both going Derek Minor, and I got the next one too. Kyler Phillips versus Rulian Paeva.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dope, dude. Kyler Phillips, 4-0 in the UFC, wins mostly by KO TKO. He's got a plus 2.28 striking differential, averages 2.8 takedowns a fight at 63% accuracy and 71% takedown defense. He's going to be taking on Rulian Piaev, who's moving up to bantamweight in this fight. He's got a minus 0.43 striking differential at 43% accuracy, but does have a pretty one-sided game. He just stands. Um, for the most part, has only gotten one takedown in 5 UFC fights in his UFC debut. I think Paeva got really lucky in his fight with Zhalgas Samugilov.
Who
Uh,
did?
I think Paeva got really lucky in his fight with Zhalgas Samugilov. Don't laugh at that. That's real. That's real.
Connor's love for Zhalgas Samugilov is very real.
And I don't think he'll be that lucky this Saturday night against Kyler Phillips at UFC Vegas 31. I'm going Kyler Phillips in this one.
I mean, this is pretty cut and dry. This is my lock of the night, Kyler Phillips. I mean, he looked incredible in his last fight.
Yeah. I had my doubts, and he's a killer.
I did not think he was gonna beat Song Yadong, and he beat him handedly.
I just want to say one thing. One day we're gonna see a Randy Costa versus Kyler Phillips. We might see it in 10 years. We might see it as a title fight. That's how highly I think of those two guys.
We very well could.
10 years down the line from No Brainer, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, got that right. Cash that in. Plus 2,000 odds.
But yeah, I'm gonna 100% agree with you. Paev is also he might have been training for a fight. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look into it that much, but I do know Kyler Phillips was originally slated to fight Rafael Assunção, who is an actual bantamweight and a guy who's an actual solid ranked bantam. A solid ranked bantamweight.
He's really good.
He's fighting a flyweight. He's gonna have the size on him. He's gonna,
Yes.
Kyler Phillips is 5'8", 70-inch reach. Nothing crazy, but he has amazing technical striking ability. Actually, he doesn't have a height advantage. They're both 5'8", but I think that Kyler Phillips is gonna be heavier in there. That's just my opinion.
Say Kyler Phillips is so much more well-rounded too. His ground game is great. Almost a takedown around. And Paeva is he's going to get taken down by Kyler Phillips. I can already see it.
Taken down?
Yeah. Oh no, he's Kyler Phillips is going to take down.
I don't know. I feel like Kyler Phillips could stand with him.
Oh, he's going to, but he's going to be able to take him down too. He's just going to this is going to be dominant.
Yeah. I would. This, like I said, lock the night for me. This guy Paev is a solid fighter in his own right. He lost to a doctor stoppage due to a cut, which is he lost
to Zhalgas. He did. I watched that fight.
He won that fight. I'm sorry.
Dude, he did not.
He lost a split decision to Kai Kara France. So he's fought some top level flyweights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's only
Uh,
25 of them, or 20 of them, but yeah, I know what you mean for sure.
I mean, Kai Kara France is up there though.
Yes, definitely. And Rogeria Bontarin is good too.
Yeah. So I got Kyler Phillips, lock of the night.
Lock that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna agree. We're both going Kyler Phillips. We're gonna move right into the co-main event: Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chasson.
Yeah, this fight should be interesting. Now, Miranda Maverick and Macy Barber was a prospect matchup. This is another pretty big prospect matchup. Aspen Ladd, um, she kind of reminds me of Macy Barber, but better. Um, she can hit very hard and she finishes fights. Um, she knocked out Yana. I mean, Yana's you can question Yana's chin if you want, but like still, she's she's just an absolute beast. And if you want to do MMA math, Aspen Ladd beat Lena Landsberg and
Sure, she.
Macy Chiasson lost to Lena Landsberg. But again, MMA math, it don't work. We both know this.
That don't work. I wish it did.
Um,
It'd make a lot of money.
yeah, in that fight, um, Lena Landsberg just landed the takedowns, didn't do much with them. It just is what it is. Um, but she has a TKO/KO over Sarah Moras. She finished Gina Mazzani. Like I said, she's a finisher. She finished Panny Kianzad. Like
Panny. We're fans of Panny.
we're both fans of Panny Kianzad,
Yeah.
so that's saying something. And she beat the shit out of Shanna Young. Um, and then she beat Marion Renault. I mean, that the first round of that fight, she was like, actually, she just like on the feet, it was just like she's just nice and fluid on the feet. Aspen Ladd is more of a like in and out, throws some bombs, like Yoel Romero type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Um, this fight is going to be really, really interesting in my opinion. Um, Aspen Ladd is a minus 184 favorite. I see this fight as like almost a pick 'em. What do you agree with me there?
I think the fight is much closer than those odds. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chiasson is just like
She's crafty on the feet. She's got
she's
some really
very
fluid striking.
crafty and she's like very fluid and like Aspen Ladd's kind of like almost like Yoel Romero has like those like southpaw has some explosiveness and then backs off, like
But she's got the big difference here is that she's got the grappling advantage.
yeah, she does. Which is why I'm gonna take Aspen Ladd. I think that
Oh, you flip flopped.
no, I never.
You said Chesson before.
I said I really like Chiasson. I
Uh,
really, and I think this fight's a pick 'em. But
mm,
I'm gonna take Aspen. If this fight stays on the feet, I think Chiasson has a very solid shot at winning. But I don't think this fight stays on the feet. I think Aspen Ladd does the smart thing and takes Chiasson down. I think she's got the strength advantage too. She's short. She's only 5'6". She's gonna use her low center of gravity.
very stocky.
Double. Put her against the cage, take her down, hit her with some strikes, and then take a UD.
Yeah.
I think that's. I think like I don't think. I think if if you stand and bang with Chiasson, the fight becomes a 50-50 fight. I think if she utilizes her takedowns, she can very well win. Maybe that's why the odds are minus 180. But again, I can see it being a pick'ems if she chooses to stand.
Yeah, Aspen Ladd. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. Then Aspen Ladd 4-1 in her last five, slightly positive striking differential, averages 5 strikes per minute at 55% accuracy, wins mostly by KO TKO. Also 2.5 takedowns per fight at 75% accuracy, which is just absurd. She's taken on Macy Chasson 4-1 in her last five, a +2 striking differential at 49% accuracy, 1 takedown per fight at 21% accuracy, and 64% takedown defense. And she's gonna have a 6-inch reach advantage in this fight, but I don't think Chesson will be able to stop Aspen Ladd's takedowns, bottom line. And I think Lads will grind out a unanimous decision victory.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the height and the Fortis MMA and all that shit from Chiasson, but it's just like I feel it like you know what I'm saying when I say like Aspen Ladd's a lot stronger, you know?
Oh yeah, man. I totally agree. I think
Like
she's just gonna she might hold up to the fence for a while too. Like one
yeah,
of those.
yeah. Like that's like it might not be exciting, but that's her key to it. That's the easiest way she wins the fight. Otherwise, she might get picked apart on the she very well get picked apart on the feet.
I agree. I think this one might be a snooze fest, possibly,
Yeah,
because I think you're right. I think Aspen Ladd plays it safe. You want to play it safe against Macy Chesson.
yeah, especially she
Every
has Macy Giasson has a 72-inch reach,
Yeah, a 6-inch reach advantage, and every fight starts on the feet, as Dan likes to say.
as everyone likes to say. I mean,
That's
it's
quoted. That's quoted. We're gonna get T-shirts made of that quote of yours, but we're gonna agree on this one.
dude, everybody said that so much. I can't get that quote.
Exactly. No, that's the joke. That's like it's meta. It's like some meta jokes. We're both agreeing on that one. Both going Aspen Ladd. We're gonna move right into the main event. Cory Sandhagen versus the Snake, TJ Dillashaw. Cory Sandhagen 4-1 in his last five, coming off two back-to-back KOs and performance of the nights. He's actually only lost to Aljo, who actually is the champion right now, even though
Raw champ.
he's a fake champ, but still he's the champion right now. And that's his only loss in his entire UFC career, and he's gone 5-1. This is crazy, actually. He's gone 5-1 since the time TJ Dillashaw's suspension started. He's had 6 fights and went 5-1.
I mean, it makes sense, but fighting 3 times a year, you know,
Yeah,
like
but I'm saying like he's active and he's fighting top level competition. He's got a +3 striking differential, excuse me, at 48% accuracy, 59% striking defense, and also 1 takedown per fight at 50% accuracy. And he's gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage. He's taken on the Snake TJ Dillashaw, who hasn't fought since January of 2019. And I'm proud to say that I saw him get starched by Cejudo at the Barclays. And it was electric, and it's one of my fondest memories. He's got a +2.3 striking differential at 41% accuracy, 1.7 takedowns per fight at 86% accurate, and 86% takedown defense. Excuse me. There's definitely more pressure on Dillashaw on this one since his name's been dragged through the mud, and rightfully so. But pressure makes diamonds, and you can't take away his achievements. He's been a 2-time bantamweight champ. That being said, he's 35 years old, and we've seen what's happened to guys after they've come back from suspension, from steroids. They just look a bit slower. They look a bit different. So I'm gonna go with Sandhagen in this one. I really like Sandhagen.
yeah. I'm really, really, really rooting for Sandhagen in this fight, but TJ Dillashaw is no joke. Like you go through his he beat Henan Barao back like
Was
in
good.
one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. Um it was absolutely insane. Nobody thought that TJ Dillashaw was going to beat Henan Barao. Henan Barao looked unstoppable at that time. He was on a 30+ fight winning streak before he lost to TJ Dillashaw, which is
In a 5-round banger.
yeah, that Dillashaw like beat the shit out of him in all
Double digit
5 rounds.
strikes. Two had 2 knockdowns. 2014. That's crazy.
Yeah. So TJ Dillashaw has an accomplished career. Then he lost his belt to Dominic Cruz in a split decision. It was a very close fight. I think Cruz won that fight. I had a 48-47. I just remember that fight. That fight was pretty electric.
And then he goes on a tear.
Yeah, he went on a tear, knocked out Cody Garbrandt twice. Got in his face after one of them. And then what I really didn't like about him, like as much as the steroids I hate about him, a lot of these fighters are on steroids. Like, I don't like how he tried to almost wipe an entire division. He was basically Dana White's hitman trying to take down the 125 pound division. Like, he was going to go down there, beat Cejudo, and then they were going to cut the 125 pound division. Henry Cejudo knocking him out in 30 seconds, what you witnessed live, saved a division of fighters.
No one, I know Cejudo's cringy and like really annoying, but you got to thank him for that. And you got to.
Yeah, I thank him for that because the flyweights are fun.
Yep.
UFC, add an atomweight women's division if you want to see some really fast, like,
that's a smart
flyweights. Like,
before you go up in weight in the women's, go down in weight because there's so many people at 105.
Yes, they would have a talent-rich 105 division, and there's
unreal. There would be the most girls at 105, I would think.
Yeah, but back to the subject at hand.
Right.
The Sandman's coming for TJ Dillashaw. TJ Dillashaw, 16-4 in his career. He's lost to Rafael Assunção in a very close split decision.
He's lost to, but then he beat him. He ended up beating him.
I was gonna say he beat him.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? He was in the Ultimate Fighter finale and he got starched by John Dodson, which was awesome to watch.
Dude, John Dodson's a legend.
And this is going back almost a decade.
Yeah, that's when John Dodson was I think he moved up. John Dodson now. Is he a featherweight? I think he is.
I don't think he's a feather.
Oh, he's not featherweight yet?
No, he's a John Dodson was a flyweight.
Okay, he moved. I thought he moved up to featherweight.
Yeah, no, he's a true flyweight.
At the end of it, watch him have the most fights in UFC history.
John Dodson?
Yeah, I could see it.
I
mean, nowhere near done.
Yeah, it's just like it's a matter of if the UFC cuts him or not,
That's true. I think that he's a great fight for anyone though, so I don't think he's so entertaining. I think they would just hope, and he's
Peter Yan couldn't finish him. He fought Marlon Moraes. Well, Marlon Moraes was a stud
before his chin went
to a split decision. Like, John Dodson was no joke.
Yeah, I mean, he's still no joke.
Yeah, still no joke. Exactly. But yeah, we keep getting off subject. Sandhagen, like, if you look at his last 2 wins,
let's look at it.
They're kind of asterisk wins, if you ask me.
Why do you say that?
A spinning wheel kick and a flying knee, those aren't landing every fight.
But you know what? But you know how elite that you have to be to end 2 fights in a row with top 10 competition? Like that's unheard of. It really is.
But they were against one guy who his chin is going.
But he just came. Dan, come on, man. He just came off that win from Jose Aldo. He was looking great. He only lost 1 before that, and that was to Henry Cejudo for the belt.
And then Frankie Edgar's career is.
Frankie Edgar, on the other hand, is different. That's a different story. I can't stand up for him.
That flying knee was fucking.
Dude, I did not see that coming.
It was just perfectly timed that he just went out. It was pretty insane to watch.
That was nuts.
Yeah, absolutely nutty. But part of my head wants me to say that TJ Dillashaw is gonna win, but my heart is all for Sandman. So I'm gonna take Sandhagen. Take that with a grain of salt. I would maybe see how you're doing on the night before you bet on this fight.
Yeah.
Fuck TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah, I think that's
But
why
there's a really there really is a possibility he wins.
yeah, I think I'm just fired up about this fight because I'm not even that like I'm not a huge Cory Sandhagen fan. He is amazing, but I'm not necessarily a fan. I just really don't like TJ Dillashaw, and that's what's firing me up about this. I want to see him lose. So I'm like
We
talking
all want to see him lose.
yeah, and Cory Sandhagen for a fight after the pressure. The pressure is crazy, and coming back from 2 years and fighting Cory Sandhagen is tough for anybody.
Yeah, and Sandhagen said that the Aljamain Sterling loss changed him a lot. Like, I know that was only 3 fights ago, but like it changed him mentally a lot, which is honestly, I think, a good thing.
Yeah.
So, I think that the Sandman has a real like this fight. I'm gonna go 60% chance Sandhagen wins, but you can't count out TJ Dillashaw. He's still a really good fighter.
No,
as much as we hate him, he's a really good fighter.
And I'm telling you, he's got a lot to prove, and that can be the difference maker in any fight. He's got a lot to prove. Him and
Dwayne Ludwig is a phenomenal combination of head coach and
they're great
protege.
They really mesh well together, and they've shown to kill it. And I don't know, man. TJ Dillashaw, I know I was talking shit about him, but he is no slouch. He's still good.
He's still got it.
He was the best before he got suspended. So just take that into consideration. He was the best.
But I'm curious to see how he fares in competition now. I hope he gets knocked the fuck out, and then they put him up against personally, I think a Sean O'Malley fight with TJ Dillashaw.
I think O'Malley would win that. Hopefully. But you know what? We've seen fighters come back from suspensions from steroids and just look not good, right?
Yeah, the exception of John Jones. A lot of them don't look very good after.
Right, they slow down. They're
post TRT Vitor. He looked like shit.
And it's not like he's TJ Dillashaw is a kid anymore. He's 35. He's 35 years old.
In a division built on speed and effect, Yes. And he's giving up 5 inches in height, and he's giving up
3 inches in reach.
3 inches in reach, yeah. So this fight is going to be very interesting. Sandhagen's really hitting his stride, really hitting his prime.
Yep.
Would love to see a Pirion fight in the future with him. He's a really likable guy. TJ Dillashaw is a really unlikable guy. So it's just fuck TJ Dillashaw. Come on, we're all gonna be rooting for Sandhagen that night. Fuck it. I'm just gonna throw some money on him just to fucking cheer him on even more.
Hell yeah, man. And I just was curious, so I went on Tapology. And do you want to take a guess, what percentage that the people are voting in at who's going to win?
85% on Sandhagen.
We're going 80% for Sandhagen, 20% Dillashaw. And then
if Dillashaw didn't have the tarnished reputation, and let's just say he got injured, not even injured, let's just say he had to leave for 2 years and come back, let's say he didn't have this hate on him,
right?
It would be 80-20. It would be 60-40.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
5-45.
Because the hate, I'm telling you, fuels a person like TJ Dillashaw. That is making him compete at a higher level, in my opinion. I think that's pushing him harder.
Yeah. So this fight could really be anyone's ball game, but we're both gonna take Sandhagen.
And I don't. If you take TJ Dillashaw, I don't respect you. Bottom line.
If you're rooting for TJ Dillashaw,
okay, I'll say that. I'll agree with you there.
Fuck you.
All right, so we're gonna end it on "fuck you, TJ Dillashaw," I guess, right, Dan?
Yeah, fuck you, TJ Dillashaw.
Fuck you. No brainer, MMA. Signing off.
You're small ball.
Snake in the grass.
Yeah, with a tiny dick and ball.